National Financial Reporting Authority. It was set up in 2018. Its headquarters is in New Delhi. It gives standards for accounting and it imposes penalties on the firms and individuals who does not conform to the standards. So have a brief look at the history. After the Satyam scandal in 2009, Standing Committee on Finance proposed the concept of NFRA. Then, while many provisions of the Companies Act came into force in 2014, setting up of NFRA was delayed. Then there was the need for NFRA as it was triggered by the scams, accounting scams against the backdrop of Punjab National Bank fraud. Other factor for setting up of NFRA also includes that there should be accounting standards to ensure the quality of audits and strengthen the independence of audit firms. What are the functions of NFRA? C. Functions. It recommends accounting and auditing policies and standards to be adopted by companies. So let's say XYZ company has to give the accounting procedure as prescribed by NFRA. It has to audit as prescribed by standards set by NFRA. NFRA also monitors and enforces compliance with the accounting and auditing standards. Let's say if a company does not conform to the accounting standards of NFRA, then NFRA can take actions. It oversees the quality of service and suggests for improvement in the quality of service. NFRA composition. What is the composition of NFRA? It consists of chairman, 3 full-time members, and it has up to maximum of 15 members. And it has 1 secretary. Rangachari Sridharan is the first secretary. And what are the powers of NFRA? Have a brief look. It can investigate chartered accountants and their firms. It sets rules and regulations governing the audit sector. It also has the power to give penalty. You need not remember the provisions, how much penalty to individual, how much to firm, just have a brief look at the points A, B, C. Then, what is the scope of NFRA? It has the power to monitor and enforce compliance with accounting standards and auditing standards we already know. It oversees the quality of service and it also undertakes the investigation of the auditors to the class of companies and bodies as prescribed below. Have a brief look, have a brief idea, you need not remember each and everything. That companies whose securities are listed, that is listed companies. Now second point, the companies, unlisted public companies which have paid off capital of more than 500 crores and annual turnover of more than 1000 crores, you need not remember these facts. So okay, it has the power to give penalty to listed, to some criteria of unlisted company, insurance company, banking company, which are engaged in companies engaged in generation of electricity, and any body, corporate or company or person. Okay, then a body, corporate or registered outside India which is a subsidiary of company registered in India, so it can also put penalty on them. Now there is a widespread discussion between the conflicting roles of NFRA and ICAI. So we have to form an idea what is the exact role. NFRA will take over from the ICAI, Institute of Chartered Accountants of India, powers to investigate accounting professionals of listed companies. Therefore, powers to investigate officials of listed companies has been given to NFRA. NFRA will also look into the cases of listed companies, limited or unlisted companies below the above mentioned threshold, the threshold which we talked about, which you need not remember. ICAI will continue with the core business of conducting CA exams. So ICAI will conduct the CA exams, register qualified CA, issue certificates of practice, etc. And it also gives the codes of conduct to its member. Further, ICAI will continue to play part in advisory role with respect to accounting and auditing standards. It will give an advisory role and it can make recommendations to NFRA. So therefore, What is the conclusion? ICAI will continue to retain its regulatory power in respect of private companies and unlisted public companies below the threshold which we talked about.